The mid-season finale of Better Call Saul Season 6 is arriving next week, and after episode 6, it seems like we could be getting an eventful episode to lead us into the second half of the final season. The trailer for Season 6 Episode 7 was also released yesterday, and while it is likely hiding a lot of the big twists, we can start to piece together a few things that we could see. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the trailer for Better Call Saul Season 6 Episode 7, alongside discussing my general predictions and theories for what we could see in the episode. The trailer will be linked in the description below if you want to check it out yourself. But before I get into it, if you want to see more videos on the final season of Better Call Saul, then don't forget to support this upload by giving it a like rating, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your notifications. Also, feel free to check me out on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Instagram at Cortex Videos, which is all linked in the description below. But without further ado, let's dive into my trailer breakdown and predictions for Better Call Saul Season 6 Episode 7. So next week, Season 6 Episode 7 of Better Call Saul will be arriving on Netflix and AMC, and it means that D-Day for Saul Goodman and Kim Wexler will be in full motion. After the end of Episode 6, with Kim turning her car around and not taking the dream opportunity she had been given, there is clearly no turning back, and we are likely going to see a lot of twists and turns in the plot against Howard. It's still quite the mystery surrounding what exactly Kim and Jimmy are trying to pull off here, but after seeing what their plan involves, it seems like it will be one of the biggest cons we've seen in the show, and I think it will likely involve them fueling the anxiety that Howard feels towards Jimmy in trying to ruin him. Both Kim and Jimmy have been quite methodical in the way they've worked through the sticky notes on that board of theirs, and before the broken arm incident at the end of episode 6, it seemed they were fully on track to pull it off. But with D-Day being the main reference of this plan, they are clearly going full steam ahead to pull it off successfully, and in the episode Plan and Execution, I think we're going to see multiple plans come to fruition. Alongside Jimmy and Kim's plan, I think we're also going to see the extent of Lalo's revenge plot against Gus Fring, with an execution literally taking form towards the end of the episode. Whether that's Lalo himself or someone else is yet to be seen, but we know how telling the episode titles are in relation to events that actually happen. Maybe we'll see what happens with the gun that Gus hid in the meth lab back in episode 5, and especially since Lalo now has all the info he needs, he'll be wanting to strike very soon. So let's get into what was seen in the Season 6 Episode 7 trailer, and what that could mean for Jimmy and Kim's takedown of Howard, alongside the revenge of Lalo. The trailer preview at the end of the previous episode included very brief shots, with some able to be identified, while others remain mysterious in regards to what will actually go down. We get shots of Jimmy running down a road with the file of Casimiro photos in hand, alongside wearing rubber gloves to match a later close-up shot of them. In that shot, he appears to be doing something with the chemical we saw in episode 6, in which Jimmy tested the substance on himself, and we saw the pupil dilation. I think we're going to see Kim and Jimmy find a way to get this within Howard's drink or something close to him on D-Day, in return causing the meltdown and Red Bull effect that Dr. Caldera explained it would cause. And what's interesting is that they actually appear to show a brief few shots of Howard running upstairs, presumably having stormed out of the meeting that was taking place. Clifford Main looks on pretty shocked by what he's seen, so I think based on this part of the plan, Jimmy and Kim look to be successful. Now, for all we know, it could actually be that Howard figures out what they tried to do to him, and this is him refusing to take part in the meeting that could have ended with him going crazy. There will definitely be a twist to whatever goes down, and whether that's Howard being a step ahead of them at one point, or Jimmy and Kim's plan creating future consequences, I think we will see something along those lines. It's also key to note that in images released released for episode 7, we see some of the characters attending Howard's meeting. We get the return of Irene, and there's appearances from Erin, Cliff Main, and Julie. So if this meltdown goes to plan, everyone from each of the parties will witness whatever Howard does. So maybe Howard realizes what's going on and abruptly leaves the meeting to confront Jimmy, or maybe he reacts in quite the dangerous way. After all, there was a set photo of Patrick Fabian and Bob Odenkirk with what appears to be blood in Howard's hair. So something violent might be going down in this mid-season finale. There's also the other plot, which involves whatever Kim and Jimmy are doing with the impersonator of Sandpiper Judge Casimiro, and we see both of them directing the filming team, and then also a shot of Jimmy directing the now broken-armed impersonator himself. He says to the actor, "Seize the day, carpe diem, don't live with regrets." And this kind of symbolizes Jimmy and Kim's mindset in that there's no turning back from whatever's going to happen. By staging these multiple plots, Jimmy and Kim really are trying to put Howard to rest, and it's only left to see if that will happen and what the consequences will be. But in the preview, we also see a few shots of everything going down in the other plotline between Gus, Mike, and the revenge of Lalo, and while I don't think that Lalo will make it back to Mexico in time for the events there, he's definitely going to do something big that will likely make us worry for Jimmy and Kim in Season 6 Part 2. The anxiety surrounding Kim over finding out that Lalo is still alive suggests that this plotline is eventually going to come in their direction, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this episode end with something that suggests that Lalo is on his way to them. In the trailer, Mike speaks to Gus and says that they need home court advantage, followed by what looks to be Mike looking through binoculars at an approaching car arriving at the chicken farm. No idea who this is arriving, but based on the shots of a tape recorder, maybe we get the first suggestion that Lalo has contacted someone, and Mike is showing this to Gus. Maybe it's Kim, maybe it's Jimmy, or someone we don't expect. There was also an image of Hector Salamanca on the phone released for episode 7, so maybe Lalo contacts him and gives him the evidence. With the final shot showing Lalo hiding in a vehicle and then the ticking timer to end the preview, it's obvious that something is going down that really boils on the tension we've seen throughout the first half of the season. Lalo will want revenge quite quickly, but he's smart and knows that Gus will have his security. So it will be interesting to see what happens and whether Lalo makes a big move in his revenge plot, and whether this leads back to Jimmy and Kim. While this promo is mostly a collection of smaller shots that we can't really decipher, there is this tone that is quite reckless and is also very unpredictable. With everything Jimmy and Kim are doing, there is a huge sense of danger in the mix, and I think we're going to see the start of some major consequences come whatever they do with Howard. While I suggested that Howard could work it all out, I don't think that will necessarily happen, but what I do think is that whatever happens to him or whatever he does in retaliation will lead to consequences with Jimmy and Kim. One of the biggest theories surrounding Kim Wexler is that by the end of the show, she may get arrested instead of the predictable death that some fans have put forward, and I think this could be a likely outcome. I think we'll see a tease of the consequences that follow the plot to destroy Howard, and like in the mid-season finale of Breaking Bad, where Hank worked out that Walter White was Heisenberg, I think this would be opposingly fitting. If there was one unturned stone in their big plan that could be used against Kim in a way that reflects her not turning back and taking Bad Choice Road at the end of episode 6, it could be this option. Again, even if it's quite tense, I do think they will succeed in this plot against Howard, but that they will also create a problem in the midst of that. Maybe some evidence that Cliff Main can use against Kim, or even Lalo coming back to bite as a way of fully connecting the narrative threads we've seen. Or maybe Howard has quite the destructive reaction to that chemical they plan to use on him. Maybe he does something bad to his wife or someone else. So in summary, I have some predictions surrounding the big questions we have. Will there finally be a confrontation between Lalo and Gus? Probably not, because of where the characters currently are, but surely Lalo has the information he needs now to return, and most likely he'll do something quite damaging to set that up. What will Kim do to save her and Jimmy's plan to sabotage Howard? Well, she'll probably make a move that works and they both succeed, but it may lead to some big evidence being left on the floor or something that could come back to hurt them. And finally, will Lalo's story cross back over to Kim and Jimmy's? I think this will be one of the big suggestions come the end of Plan and Execution, and with that title reflecting both ongoing plots in this episode, it would make sense if they are fully connected by the end. Maybe through some sort of execution. I guess we'll see, but recent comments from showrunner Peter Gould suggest that something huge is about to happen next week. It appears that we are in for a very big cliffhanger, as just recently Peter Gould said, "This is a big one. I think this is going to be a painful few weeks for a few people to find out what happens. Hopefully people will enjoy the pain and not come after us with torches." He did also say that each season 6 episode would end with a cliffhanger, but he seems keen to address that this one would be much bigger. So something huge will be going down next week, and whether that's to do with a death or a reaction to something that happens, we'll have to see, but count me in as extremely excited to see how they play all the narrative points, and hopefully it will all deliver. But they were my thoughts and predictions for Better Call Saul Season 6 Episode 7. Plan and Execution is hopefully going to include the payoff for the plot of Jimmy and Kim taking down Howard, while also giving us a greater sense of how the last 6 episodes might turn out. I'm extremely excited after all the build up to it, and adding the comments of Peter Gould into the mix suggests that we will be getting an intense episode that will keep us waiting for more. But to those who saw the trailer for the mid-season finale, what are your predictions and theories surrounding episode 7, and do you think it will be quite the eventful one too? Let me know down below in the comment section. For more videos on the final episodes of Better Call Saul Season 6, then subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Also, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like rating and follow me on social media via the links in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Cortex, and as always, make some noise.